All right, guys, welcome back to episode 7 of Refresh Point. This week we have two guests on. We have, um, Miles Whitesmith? Yeah, there. I know your name. I totally do. And then we actually have Randall on as well from SoCal, who placed top 16 this weekend with a shittier version of Attack on Titan. I don't know how, but yeah. So if you guys
Because
want
I didn't
to...
draw five climaxes.
If you want to, I guess we'll just have Randall introduce himself since everyone else should know everyone else here. If you go ahead, Randall.
Everybody knows me already, man. I'm that
All
guy
right.
that doesn't upload YouTube videos anymore, Kappa.
Yeah. Are you gonna start doing this shit again?
Yeah, I've just been like kind of busy and doing other stuff.
Living, the real lives.
Don't lie, dude. You've been playing Bang Dream and CG.
You are not wrong, but I did say other stuff.
All right. Well, then, we're just gonna actually this week we're gonna jump into the list that we missed from regionals. Then we're gonna go on into actual nationals. So I believe this is where we left off, or at least we all think we left off. We are on Miami, Florida, was one of the ones we missed. So there, first place Osamatsu. I mean, what do you guys think? Anything spicy going on here?
Looks like a fairly standard Osamatsu list to me.
He didn't run the Kaiki. That's incorrect in my opinion.
Oh yeah, well,
He's also
Yeah.
playing a lot of handshake tickets.
Yeah, he's playing for that. I think 2 Brainstorm might be like living on the edge. I don't know.
a bit too low. Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, what is this? I guess I don't really see people play this 1-0 clock encore.
I don't see that either. I was just looking at that.
Notably, I feel that Handshake Ticket synergizes, at least like outside of level 3, synergizes best with the Akashi clone, which he also isn't running, so this is quite strange.
Okay, well, congratulations to Adrian P. Regardless.
All right.
Yeah.
So second place here we have David B with the spicy Phantom Thieves deck.
It's like
No brainstorms.
probably the best card from that new Milky Holmes booster is the Phantom Thieves Brainstorm, and he doesn't have it.
Yeah, I think he said
So
in the
that's
interview they were
unfortunate.
like sold out on UUT or something.
Yeah, that's I don't think a lot of people really opened up that joke set, so it wouldn't surprise me that a card like that would be hard to get.
Yeah, they didn't sell that stuff in stores either, right? It was just kind of like online and at the event, and then
It was
that's
basically
that.
just at the event.
Yeah.
Sucks. I'm gonna need those sooner or later as well. Oh well.
Yeah, I know nothing about Phantom Thief because I don't play it, but I just know it has a double climax combo with like an early play on attack heal and then another level 3 that has like a Ronco type ability on attack. So
Yeah. The deck
That's
is
pretty good.
basically like early play level 3s that on attack heal a bunch, so you can heal a bunch at 2, and then that's back when I played it, and I guess now we have fake Ronco at level 3 to end the game.
Yeah. It has like a look at 4 event that add Phantom Thief card to hand on a punch, which is kind of interesting.
Ronco also doesn't mill 5 like Ronco.
Yeah, it mills 4 and it gains a crap ton of power. Gains like 1k for each Phantom Thief you have.
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm. I mean, I think Phantom Thieves is pretty decent. It's like an off climax restander as well.
I think the deck is fine.
Yeah, I like that it got a 2k to front because it makes the like on attack heal Arsene really big.
Yeah.
there's a lot of potential for the deck to be greedy defensively and then really pop off when you're running the 4 of the 1-0 event counter. So you can like do like Milky Holmes detective things where you can go through your deck like while your opponent's in the middle of attacking and potentially dig through a bunch of clean cards, get to your cancels.
Or, just do the best thing, reveal 4 and then get sad.
Reveal
Yeah,
4
that-
climaxes, proceed to scoop. I mean, like, obviously it didn't happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it must have at the last round because he didn't get first. All right, let's see. What's after that? We got the Rochester, New York Hammer Girl Regional. We have Gochi Usa. I assume super standard Gochi Usa deck. Looking, and it looks like super standard Gochi Usa deck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Looks.
Oh wait, what? I think our card's missing, or this person just didn't run the 3/2 burner.
Is he playing anti? No, he's playing
the
anti-change
punch.
counter.
Oh, he's playing the
counter,
punch.
yeah.
All right.
Punch
Nice.
choice. Nice.
I remember Ryan saying that he lost in the finals to him because of the anti-change counter.
Dang. Like, did you just not like look at his waiting room on refresh to see what the hell is going on, or did you just get screwed at one with it?
Like, he knew it was anti. I think it was. I don't know at what point it lost in the game, but he knew it was anti-change counter, and I just don't think he could do anything about it.
All right. Second place is Ryan W. Is this Wibbs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I finally got to meet him in person. Cool guy. Let's see. So Persona 5, he's playing. I think like this list is more like closer to what I would want to build in English more than Japanese. I don't know. What do you guys think?
The exact opposite. I think this
Really?
is the build you should be playing in Japanese, but not in English.
I think that it's a pretty standard looking pants wind deck, which you don't really see a lot anymore. Like a lot of people are playing the Joker changers, or they're playing like red yellow, maybe with Fox, but not really often. You just don't see Futaba a lot, so it's cool to see that card because that card is really good,
Yeah.
like
Really good.
absurdly defensive.
So when the anime set comes out and we get standby in the set, how good?
It depends.
It better give us another. Well, I guess you can just play Joker changers, right? Just play Joker changers and stand by Futaba out.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah, I played him a casual game against this deck. I wish I played against it more or looked at it more at this build. It's definitely interesting. For some reason, I thought he was running 4 of the Ryuji 1/0s, but this is different than I thought it was.
I find it interesting that he ran the 1/0 Fox that salvages the advance notice.
It's more blue fix and it's more bonds to your event, so you can just keep slamming the event.
Yeah. I think people just kind of like that a little bit more now in a build like this over the like Ryuji Taige.
I don't know if he's like prioritizing like defensive strength though by playing that. It seems like he's going a different route, which is
He's
strange
definitely-
considering he also runs 3 copies of the counter.
You just
mean,
use
it's
the counter
probably
to
just-
keep your 2-1 live.
Yeah.
Because like ideally you field the 2-1 on your first turn at level 1 and get your +2, and then you can counter to keep it alive, and then play another one on your next turn. And
Okay.
since you have pants, like if you draw a second wind or if you pants into the second wind, then you just plus really hard on the next turn.
It seems like a reasonable line of play. I just find it interesting. I feel like with this build, there's like a bit more potential that you can screw yourself if you end up at 1/0 with only 1 color. Since he's playing off-color level 1s. I mean, like, sure, you can like fill the field with like 0s, but
That's
Yeah, that's just my
normally-
thoughts.
Yeah. Even I know one of Ryan's friends was playing Persona as well. I don't remember if it was during the LCQ or during Nats, but they lost one of their games because they held the 1/0 Fox. And Ryan was angrily telling them, that's why you never hold the 1/0 Fox.
seems legit.
Yeah. So
I mean-
I think Fox is just there for blue fix and also happens to grab your event at the same time.
And then here he only runs like the 1/1 line of the change into the level 3.
Yeah.
And I don't know how consistent that is, because I go 2 and 2, I believe, and well, I don't have as much blue as him in my deck, so. But I wonder how consistent that is for him.
I think it's fine only having to run one, since like it goes back to your hand. As long as you can secure the one copy, then you can just keep using it over and over again.
Yeah. Plus, like, you don't bring out Fox in most matchups.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a 1-0 that filters you a card, which is in itself fine.
Yeah.
Oh, 2-0. It's a 2-0, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Third place, we have some railgun here with no list. Clearly plays the early play.
Definitely not June's list.
Definitely.
Literally, how do you win with your deck? Pew Pew with early play railgun combo. This is for sure not June.
Yep.
I'm just wondering if this person played 2K1s or Gate.
I hope 2K1s.
I hope 2K. I think everyone nowadays plays 2K1s unless they just can't find them.
Oh,
All right.
boys, info gear, yes.
Yeah. Well, wait. This is the
And
mini
by
set, right?
Chris. Yep.
King
Um,
of Zeppelin.
This guy has
I think-
huge balls.
I think this is the guy I played against round 2, but he wasn't running standby anymore. Let me double check. Hold on.
Oh no, it's not. It's not.
So this list is like really all in on getting level 3 Chris out early.
Wait, right? You played against my friend round 2, right?
This was the guy I played round 2. No, I played Sam round 1.
You played Sam round 1. That's
Yeah,
right. That's
this
right.
was the guy I played round 2, except instead of running standby, he was running the gate combo with the new Maria
Maria.
Serena thing.
Wow, no balls. Qualifies with standby, doesn't even want to play it at Nats.
Spicy.
I was honestly hoping I run by a standby deck with the early change. I was like, oh, I can't wait. I have 8 win triggers. I'm gonna screw this guy so hard. Never hit them.
One of my friends and I he built the deck on like Saturday, and this deck is so inconsistent.
It's really derpy.
It's so derpy. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure it's like a deck. Like when it gets there, but when it doesn't, you just cry the entire time.
yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, that seems like it's my friend Matt. He ran standby Sympho gear for the San Diego regionals, and so I was judging. So I was like walking around, like making sure people are like not doing stupid stuff. And then I walked by his game, and he's 1-4, and he's got 3 of the level 3 on his field. And I'm just like, dear God.
Oh, like we said, when it gets there, it gets there.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I don't like a lot of lists I've seen. I feel like you could just like put 1 or 2 of the 2/2 Chris that's like 11k, so and 2 soul. So if you trigger like a standby at 1 when you're attacking, you can pull that out.
Yeah.
Because you don't always have like that many level 3 Chris's in hand to change, right? So
Yeah. I like that card.
It's hard to get a lot.
I like that he runs the 1/1 that like can't be reversed by cost zeros too. So I guess if you trigger that at 0, not bad. Well, 5th place is what is this? Ilya.
Ooh, minus
form.
2 soul.
Is there anything added in here from the new set?
This deck ain't Y form, man. It's just 3/2 Kuro with this like 3/2 Ilya that sometimes gets played.
That heals.
Yeah, this 3/2 Ilya healer.
Nice.
I don't think anything new is in here. Yeah, no.
There's
nothing
not.
new is in here.
He's playing 1 copy of Heal Counter.
Consistent, you know?
When did this tournament take place?
It's a good question, but it was after Ilya came out. I
Yeah,
can
it's definitely
guarantee
after
that.
Ilya.
Okay.
This was after Sympho Gear came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess nothing to talk about that.
looks pretty normal.
Yeah. 6th place.
All right, so
This is the guy I lost to. No.
This is the guy I lost to as well.
This deck is spicy.
His interview
no.
says, "How do you win with your deck?"
He played
It's a
6 climaxes
dragon.
apparently.
He plays 4 of the yellow one.
I figured.
But yeah. It says, "How do you win with your deck?" Dragon counter. And that is exactly the reason he beat me. Because he dragon countered me when I swung for lethal.
Damn.
Oh.
Lived.
Where's your Armin,
And then I
dude?
ate 6. Then I ate 16 off the top. I didn't get Armin out.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got boned that game.
I refreshed 7 climaxes in, refresh damage a climax, and then the top 16 cards of my deck. Just clean damage.
Man, that was like me in Springfest. I don't know how that stuff happens, man, but it does. Math does not like you.
Beautiful. This guy made top 16 though, so I was happy.
Top 8, I think.
He made top 8 or top 4.
He lost
Yeah,
to
dude.
June.
Yeah,
He
he
lost to
made-
June in top 8.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Dang.
I disagree with one
Ugh.
copy of the 2-2 event. I disagree with that.
If you're running it, run at least 2.
Do you know
Run
if
two.
June
Run two.
played 3 Tomas and this guy like tried to dragon counter it? That would be hilarious.
I mean, it's probably the reason he lost, because he couldn't dragon counter Toma.
Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of things you can't
Why
do to
would you-
Toma.
But yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. Very true.
Well, all right. I guess we'll move on to San Diego.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Great, I get to talk about my own deck.
Good shit. All right. So first place, we have this Vivid Strike list.
All right, who's more qualified to talk about this, me or Miles?
I don't know. I have not been able to convince Christian that Jono isn't a bad player.
Did you tell Christian he went 0-2 at Nats?
No, but
All right, hopefully he doesn't watch
that's
this
not
video.
important.
Hopefully he doesn't watch this video then.
I've seen lists like
List.
this in on Twitter and stuff from Japan.
Same.
They like
That doesn't make it okay.
No, I'm just saying, they like the healer, they like this Mill 3 event. I think Jono recognized that going into the tournament, playing towards Fuka could be a liability, so he wanted his deck to have, an alternative strategy. Fuka was both a liability because Kimono Friends had just come out, and people at that point were pretty used to, playing against Fuka or having outs to Fuka in their deck. So he tried to treat Fuka as maybe it'll attack once and then on the next turn it will be a burn 2 on attack. And he tried to play the field game with the 2-0 event and the healers. I can't imagine someone I need to pay attention when he plays. I can't imagine someone being able to effectively heal loop with that healer because I feel like the change cost would be
No, he did it a lot.
kind of absurd, but he does it a lot. Yeah, and I guess it's because it's a pretty decently sized healer. I don't know. It's interesting.
We were talking about the overall cost of playing one healer, and it ended up being assuming you hit the top check on the changer, then the cost to bring out the healer is effectively pay 1 stock, ditch 1 extra card, play the healer from hand. So
Yeah.
you're if you compare that to another climax phase changer, from a really standard climax phase changer would be a 2-1, and then you pay 2 extra, ditch a card, and then summon it from waiting room. And then this one is you end up only paying 1, assuming you hit the top check. And he hits the top check fairly often because he likes to set up a lot of copies of his level 3s, level 2s in his hand so he can prep for later stages of the game. And if you guys have anything you wanted to say about it?
I mean,
I have not played this green list enough to know really.
Yeah, same.
in general,
I
passing
played
top
Weiss
checks
Schwarz.
like these is probably around a 70% chance, sometimes higher, pass. So it's somewhat reliable.
Honestly, like his playstyle with the deck is like very, very simple. Like level 0, he just wants to get to level 1. I mean, like he also has like 2 0/0 4K beaters that hopefully stay on the field. And then outside of that, he doesn't really have very much that he can do at 0, but he wants to try to get the ball rolling once he hits level 1, play his 1/0 combo to get reverses, play his 1/0 6/5 to deny reverses, and then just plays a very, very simple level 2 game, changers, and then you just end up at level 3, and you just turn cards sideways. Sometimes you clock kick.
I feel like if you're worried about Kimono, playing not mono green is better, because then you can get even more heals with just like Rene early play and Wish.
I think it's a bit more. Well, if you're doing early
That
play,
probably also. Yeah.
well, because you're changing from hand, correct? For the
Well, no, it changes out of waiting room. But the change cost is bounce stitch 2.
bounce stitch 2.
So you're spending one more stock and one fewer card from hand to early play.
2 fewer stock if
And
you
then
land
you
the
get-
top check.
Okay. Wait, how much stock is it with the if you hit top check?
No,
how much stock?
So
is
It's
you
one less
pay
stock.
you pay 1 to play the 2/1, and then it refunds itself, and then you pay 1 stock to change. So it's 1 stock total.
Right.
So it's
Right.
2 less.
Right.
stock.
So you're paying one. So you're paying one extra stock to early play. Rene,
One-
because that's
one
2
extra.
stock.
Oh,
Versus-
you mean, you mean
Rene versus the Fuka chain.
Rene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rene versus Fuka change. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you can also do this change at any state of waiting room, which is also nice.
Yeah.
I think that might be a bit more relevant. Because I feel like overall this is just less stock intensive, which getting towards the later stages of the games actually becomes an issue. Versus like hand is also an issue, but I think you can balance that a bit more efficiently versus the stock to properly end the game.
I definitely think hand efficiency
only-
is less of a problem with this deck.
Yeah.
And this only saves you stock if you hit the top check. Otherwise, it's exactly the same as early playing a Rene.
Yes, but passing it, like I said earlier, passing the top check usually hovers around 70 to 80%. Usually about 70%, unless you're like really compressed. And if you're really compressed, then you don't need to do this anyway. It'll just be canceled.
Yeah, I just don't think it saves you like that much that it makes a huge difference. And I think having access to Wish is better.
I don't know, man. I don't think I used Wish at all.
Wish
At
has
this
a lot more
tournament.
moving parts. I guess you could. Like you have a lot of targets, but
Wait,
it's still
you didn't even run Wish.
Are you sure I didn't run Wish, or are you sure I didn't mess up my deck list?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you should see what Siegelinde Ermaya is, and think if I played Wish or not.
Oh, yep. Yep, you definitely played Wish. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway, let's just move on from this deck list. Interesting as it is. Second place, we have Kimono Friends with no list. It was
It was yellow, green, and then like a small splash of blue. Owls build with level 1 TD combo, and then serval healers were just healers, and then his blue was like drop searcher level 0, and then 2/1 support.
Yeah.
I do like his deck name, Animal Planet. Well, third place, we have this scrub here named Miles W, whoever that is.
Hello. Yeah,
Wanna
fuck
talk
you
about
too,
it?
man. Yeah, sure. This guy played a pretty normal looking Vivid Strike list, I guess, except for these 2/1 blue vanillas.
You just couldn't afford the wish?
Yeah, man. It was like 50 cents or whatever. I'm a poor boy. I just thought that Vivid Strike seemed like a pretty good deck. Me focusing more on a more normal build, focusing on Fuka. Like here I'm playing 4 Fuka and I have like 3 Rene, 3 Wish as a a backup plan or an alternative game plan. Just felt like it had some really strong tools going into the event. I really liked the brainstorm. I really liked that it had a runner and Ricky. And it's that thing where it's like I picked it up really recently, so I was just playing it a lot up to the event, so I just felt like I really knew the deck going into the event.
I think your list is one card different. It's like 1 or 2 cards different from mine, and that's it.
So were you playing 3 of the vanilla as well? Yeah, I think like I played this random 4K because one of my friends convinced me I should have like a 5th quote unquote plussing 0. I don't think that really mattered, but
Yeah,
Sounds like something Thomas would say.
it was something Thomas said. It's blue fixing, I guess.
I play the 4th marker tap 15 thing.
Yeah. A lot of people told me to play 4, but maybe I just haven't played the deck enough to really value it at 4. Seemed like I had it whenever I needed it fine at 3.
When I had the deck as well, it seemed fine at. I almost always had it by 1. I've only ever needed to stack it maybe once or twice, and it's not difficult to get the second copy if you really need it.
Yeah. I also think I did most of my important testing and tuning after the event, because I'm looking at this list, and my list right now is probably like 5 cards different now.
Did you end up taking this to Nats?
Nice. No.
What is the set?
Nope. I intentionally brought Sympho gear and a bunch of decks I knew I wouldn't want to play in the event to force myself into playing Sympho gear.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 4th place here, Kevin T, Guardians.
Yep.
With the gold bar.
Yes. Pretty normal, I guess.
Yeah, I still
Like
haven't
for a
played
gold bar
the
list.
list with the gold bar, so I don't even know like how different it is.
You have like 13 stock at level 3 instead of like 6 because you played Kotori's. It feels
Yeah.
pretty good.
The bar combo doesn't actually matter. Because I talked to Kevin about this. Like, he says that he only goes for the bar combo in like fun games. Because it's kind of like it's like a meme or whatever. It's like you wing slayered them. But the bar is just nice. The bar's nice because the deck has trouble paying out climaxes. So, like, you still get the climax to your hand, and you still get the plus from Amagi when you play that climax later, but you don't have to worry about digging out, like, a pants.
That just gets stuck all the way in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also just if you prioritize just compressing until level 3 versus using your stock early on Kotori's, it's just those sort of decisions, like, as a deck builder or play style thing.
All right.
I think the bar.
He also actually got. Oh, sorry. What?
I think the bar is more relevant in Vivid Strike as well because you can kill the back row Einhards.
Yes.
I mean, you usually can't even afford to do the combo. Like it's a super one more combo. But
Yeah,
it's the more relevant part is literally just keeping your stock clean to better compression. And using the extra plus to use like a filter card to get something else.
Okay, so anyways, as I was like about to say, Kevin did his usual Kevin thing of getting 5th and then getting in because of deck check fails.
Yeah, that's what happened
my brother.
last year at San Diego. That's so ridiculous. It happened twice.
And then he did it at Nats too.
Nice.
What a god.
Uh,
Better than
I,
Julian.
I love Kevin. Holy.
I've never needed to do it at Nats though. I usually just do well in that. It's fine.
I have the second place deck that was second place before he failed deck check. If you guys want to look at that,
Sure.
Oh.
All right, let me just pull it up real quick.
Wait, who failed deck check?
Simu Wang,
Oh, right, yeah. Rip.
the San Marino.
Rip Sam.
Okay, so I have it on screen share right now. Can you guys see it?
Oh yeah, it's a good choose the list.
Yeah, it's a punch Gochiusa list.
Nice.
Yeah,
plays the Cocoa early play.
it's pretty close. It's like one card off of the list that I used a couple months before this tournament, and he was like, "Hey, can I get your list?" And made like one card change to it, but it's basically it runs 4 of the 3/2 Rize early play, 2 of the first set Cocoa early play, where you need to have the salvage brainstorming clock, and then 3 burners. And just the idea behind the deck, once you hit 2, is you want to take advantage of the board with early plays, and then just it's pretty stock intensive, obviously, but your goal isn't at level 3 to like go off with any sort of big combo. So you just want to kind of win on the board from 3, and just hope from 2, and then you hope your opponent doesn't super blast you.
Sounds like you lose a railgun.
A good thing I didn't play against Railgun.
Maybe. From what I would imagine, though, like it feels like once you're level 2, like if you play the Cocoa and then you play the combo, you're just gonna have a lot of cards in hand.
Yeah.
Because like to early play the Cocoa, you have to clock that turn anyway. So like you're gonna lose whatever board you set up, but at least you won't be like crippled.
You still have things in hand.
Starved for cards.
You might be starved for stock.
The way I think
would
is a good
agree
way
with
to
that.
approach the build is that you don't care about your stock or really like your cards in general for the first level 1. Like you can afford to like lose on board a bit if you have the tools that you need to get more cards back at level 2.
Real quick about my experience at San Diego. I played a different Gochi player who was playing the punch round 1.
Oh, was that the blue Gochi with
Yeah, it
cubism
was-
combo?
Yeah, it was Mikhail. And I thought I was going to lose because I already knew that guy plays the punch. He's from my locals. But then he hit me from 0 to 2, and I just played Fukas while he was still at 0.
Interesting.
So I was just able to attack pretty freely that turn, and then he just had to crash into me every turn, so the punch wasn't really a threat. So, bless
Well,
taking a bunch of damage at level 0.
That's probably the funniest way I've ever seen anybody play around an anti-change punch, but okay.
Yeah, that punch is scary.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to Louisville, Texas. Wait, I feel like we did this one though,
I know we did some of them.
because I remember commenting about Hyung Gun. He was the player that knocked me out of getting top 8 for the English Regional in Texas, and then he also knocked me out of top 16 last year at Nationals. What a god!
I think just those ones in the middle were the ones missed.
Yeah, I think that is it. I think these decks look really familiar.
So I know we've done Strictly Broken.
Yeah, if we did do Strictly Broken and stuff, then yeah, that should be it. Then.
There might be some at the bottom because I don't think we did Card Academy.
Card Academy.
I haven't been keeping track of which ones you have and haven't done, so you guys just
Whichever
figure that out, I guess.
Whichever one Clinton got his invite at, I know we haven't done.
Okay,
Or at least I'm pretty sure we haven't.
that was my regional. Nice. All right. So we'll start on Card Academy then.
I also don't think we did Hobby Shop Ichiban.
No, I think we did because I remember talking about June.
Okay.
I remember talking about June, and I was
some of these at the bottom.
yeah. So I guess Card Academy first place Aubrey P, Vivid Strike. Very green list with running the 1-0 event counter, right? Is that it's this counter, right? Yep.
Oh yeah, the cat.
Very just mono green with a couple anti-change and just a green list. Don't think there's anything particular different than any mono green Vivid Strike list.
Plays the TD healer. What else? Anything else here? He plays the TD assist.
Is this the same? Is this the guy I played round 6? Is this Ty Pruitt?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I think he was playing Love Live at Nationals though.
Yeah, he played Sunshine.
Yeah. Dang, you played him round 6?
Yes.
Dang, yeah. I lost to him round 5. I bricked really hard. Dang.
No, I
Did
thought
he
you
play
lost
it?
him round. I think you lost him round 6 because I played you round.
No, Kit was dead by round.
I was dead on
round
5.
dude.
Yeah.
You're dead on 5? Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually garbage, so should be
Oh, yeah.
expected.
Hey, did he play the 0-0 Kanon back row against you?
Oh, the one that top checks when it dies, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if he top checked when he played it. I don't even remember if it was
Yeah.
there.
he was playing against me round 6, and then he played it, and then he top checked. I was like, wait, whoa, Judge.
Holy.
Godlike. Yeah, I didn't really pay attention because I knew it top check. I just didn't know the timing for it, so I didn't. I was just like, whatever.
The reason I knew it top checked on death was because I borrowed Love Life Sunshine before, and I was like, oh, this top checks on. Wait, no, it doesn't. Top checks on death, so I had to change my strategy a little bit.
But yeah, so pretty green list is green and Vivid Strikey.
It's a notably very different green list than the one Jono played.
Yeah.
Second place is Persona 5 Vincent, the Madman. He passed deck check this time. He actually came out to the Ileana Regional and failed deck check, even though
That's how I got in.
Yep.
Holy.
And then I took second after top because we played out top cut. Outside of that, just like a standard yellow blue list with a splash of red.
It's like the deck we looked at earlier, but without the 1-0 Fox and with the 1-0 Ryujis.
It also has the Nanako hexproof for pro tags from Persona 4.
Oh yeah, Persona 4, right? The spicy tech. I can't believe I haven't seen anyone. Well, I guess because not a lot of people played the 1-0 changer, but I was trying to get a hold of the 1-1 3K counter from Persona 4. I think
from
it
the
is.
extra booster.
Yeah, that's for protagonists.
Not the one where your opponent has memory or something like that?
No, I'm talking about the one that just gives power to protagonists only. So it's like it's a 3K splittable counter for protag, and since the deck is basically all protag, it's pretty good. And it's also blue, so it helps you color fix.
And then you get like 500 more with the Rainstorm.
Yeah.
It's a cool card for that deck.
But yeah, pretty standard list. I mean, going 3 changers for the 2-1 Fox is kind of much, but I guess you need blue in the deck, right?
It lets you level it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like a lot of. He has 1 blue 0.
Oh yeah, what the heck? Clearly, he only ran 1 because he didn't have 3 other foils. That could be the only reason, because this one's SR.
Oh. Yeah, the rest of the deck is
Max rarity.
maxed. So
It seems
maybe.
he had 4 foil runners though.
Yeah. Well.
And man,
In theory,
he can level red, and then he can play his 1-0 counter on the board.
Good shit.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. Okay, what are we looking at now?
Nemesis.
This is some Nemesis.
So I can give you some context.
So
I can give
third
you
place
some context for
Nemesis,
this.
Evan C.
Shoutouts to Vooper.
I can give you some
Holy.
context for this. So Evan has played meta TLR that's come out and has gone 0-2 in basically every event playing the deck. So the night before, he's just like, I don't want to play this anymore. And I'm just like, you should totally just play Nemesis. And so we went over how many decks that would probably be played in Columbus that might have some issues if their back row was blown up. And he's just like, you know what? I'm going to play this.
Wait, so you know this guy, right, Julian?
Yeah.
Is he like a white guy with like facial hair?
Yeah, he has a really long beard.
Yeah. Okay. I think he played Ryosuke round 5 because they were looking at this deck while I was like looking past Ryosuke and watching June be a sack.
Yeah. I think round 5 he like never saw Climax. And
I don't know if he was actually playing at Nats, so
he was playing this at Nats as well.
oh, he was playing that. Okay. It's OP.
Man, I don't even know what this deck does because I've never seen it built.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
like painting
basically-
everything.
All right, so this is how this deck works. The level 1 combo is with a shot, and it lets you stock suicide your opponent's back rows. And then your advantage engine, you run this level 0. It's like a Magi, but it's resonance. So you reveal the level 3 Nemesis in your hand, and then you pay 1, check up the top 4, add 1, and that's how you get card advantage.
Oh,
And
And then
just do
there's
that
like
every turn until you're level.
And then there's like 0/0s and like 2 1s that they become like 2 soul beaters, so you never have to worry about like not drawing your
Damage.
climax or whatever.
All
Or it's
right.
like something it's or not 2 soul, my bad. One of the level 0s gets a soul, but there's
2 of
like
the level 0s. The Maya.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
resonance for soul, and then the clock bond to the 1/0 that blows up back row. Top
Right.
checks for a soul.
yeah, the level 2 game, what I was thinking of the level 2 game, they become level 3s on the field, and then you buff them with a 2k front to level 3 or higher. So you just attack them with like 2 1s, and then your opponent crashes, and then you attack them. And then that's like it.
That's all the deck.
That's all the deck does. And then you
hopefully-
you play this extremely expensive double restand at level 3.
That leaves you just enough stock left to anti-damage the following turn.
Nice.
But yeah, the level 1 combo being able to stock swap back row, like if your opponent doesn't know what's coming, then they're just gonna lose all their utility, and then you just hope that they lose from there.
Basically, the thought process was, if Vivid Strike, we knew a lot of people would be playing Vivid Strike in Columbus. So the thought process is, if they don't have the brainstorm to like actually fix the running 8 gold bar issue, and they just don't have a second copy, and they don't know what the deck does, then they might just like gold bar 3 gold bars into the hand over the course of 2 turns, and just not have an effective out.
Sounds like a pretty fun strat. I mean, like, it makes sense.
I just know that when I was sitting there after registration, I heard someone mention that there was a Nemesis deck in the tournament, and I just did not want my errands dying to that stupid combo.
I think he ended up going 3-2.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he did better than me.
whoa, nice.
In the matchup against Vivid Strike, where he did get his combo off, he like just destroyed them. But yeah, I think he played. I'm not sure who he played in round 5, but like
He played
just-
Ryosuke. He was playing Kimono.
he just didn't get like anything in the hand that round.
Unfortunate. Well, going to the 4th place here, Thomas F. with a very standardish blue-yellow Kimono Friends list. It's like basically what I see Japan play whenever they play blue-yellow, right?
Yo, he didn't play any copies of the Free Fresh though.
This is true.
The Free Fresh is really good in that deck. Better than
Yeah, dude,
thought it
I
would be.
got baited when I was playing Ryosuke in casuals before the tournament. Like he like played 2 Free Freshers, and then I killed them both, and then I was like, okay, this guy's out like a bajillion climaxes, and I killed both his Free Freshes. What's he gonna do now? He brainstorms, hits one, grabs a 3rd Free Fresh, and I was just like, what? Why do you run that many? He's just like, so I can do this, and he plays it and just Free Freshes again.
I had that reaction when I was like looking through his deck that morning, because literally the night before in our hotel room, when he had his when like there are 2 Kimono players in our hotel room, and they both had all their cards laid out, and I saw him sitting in front of the pile with 2 Free Freshes, so I was like, okay, he's playing 2. But apparently they were just looking at each other's decks.
Aha.
Outplayed.
Yeah, they got me good.
All right. I guess that closed up Card Academy. And we got to go to my little shitty regional, which was hilarious.
How many shops do we have left?
This is the last one. Springfield, Illinois is the last one. The Midwest
Oh,
regional.
okay.
This is a lot more than I thought we had. So first place was actually Dean with his 4-color kimono patented in Everyone Says Sucks, but he wanted to prove everyone wrong. What?
Wait, this isn't the one you topped at, right?
No, I topped like the first regional that happened. This is the one I let Clinton borrow my deck, and he copied my deck like everything.
I see.
So yeah, this deck is just the 4-color kimono is basically get the alpacas out early and abuse dolphin and stock charge until you have like 20 stock, and you just sit there as your opponent can't do anything because you're forcing them to at least attack for 2 every attack. It's funny when it goes off, but then when it backfires, it kind of just like poops.
This looks like what Dean was playing.
Yeah, he played the same exact list into Nats, and then what's it called? Yeah, I mean, it's like a deck if you're able to get a really slow start going, where like both players are playing very slow at 0 and 1 for the most part, then you can just like kind of win the game through compression. But besides that, like if you get hit too far too quickly, you just kind of fall apart.
Yeah,
and also if you don't draw dolphin.
Well, yeah. Usually the first when he first gets to level 1, he's not really looking to play dolphin. It's the following turns after, because you don't really care that your opponent gets the plus that one turn. All you really care about is getting alpacas out to start charging your stock, basically. But if you like never draw into dolphins or like search out dolphins with like the 4 or 5 like searchers you have, then you get really sad, I guess.
Yeah. Then the thing about the decks that like the kimono deck that topped the one I'm thinking of that's like this with dolphins and alpacas. Like that guy played Alex played free freshers, which helps in get your deck to like, you know, a decent situation in those bad moments. And he also plays the penguin level 1 combo just to accelerate himself to second deck faster.
Yeah, we talked to him me and him talked about it on the car ride home. We're saying we're going to just cut the stock soul, play the combo at 1 for the penguin. And then I keep trying to convince him to play the free refresh because I think that card is really good, especially with the strategy he's going for. But he still hates the card, so whatever.
I mean, just
when
looking
you
at
have
his deck.
alpaca to stock charge that much, like every bit of deck control and like controlling your refreshes that you can get is amazing.
Yeah. He'd have to make a number of changes though to accommodate all of that. So, I don't know. Like he'd probably have to cut the green events, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know. He seems to like that card. A lot of people like that card actually. I see that card in like Japanese lists.
Yeah, I think the thing about the green event is like I've played a version of this deck without the green event. It is more of like the yellow-red version of the deck. Having the green event is like really good at making sure you don't hit level 3 too quickly, so it gives you more time to just stock charge an extra couple turns, which can be pretty crucial. And then also it like hand fixes, and you know you can pull out like the moose out and stuff like that to early play with the moose. And then the thing with the dolphin and the moose is that you don't care that you can't side attack because your shit's going back to your hand anyway. But yeah, it's an interesting list. It's another one of those decks like when it gets there, but when it doesn't, you just shut the bed really hard. And then we have second place here, Clinton, using his patented Borrow Kids deck list. So, Persona 5, my list, same as before. Go back and watch that to care about any of that. But yeah, so that should bring everything to a close as far as regionals. I'm sure somehow we've missed one and someone in the comments is going to complain. But we're going to move on. So, for our regionals, I guess you guys just want to talk about your experience there and everything. You don't really have to go through all your matches or anything, but I'll just go through one by one. Just what were you expecting? Did things play out the way you thought it were? And all that. I guess we'll just start with Julian?
Okay. For nationals, showing up, I get there at 9, and I bring 4 decks with me. Railgun, Konosuba, Guardians, and Chain Chronicle. And I still have not decided what to play 9 in the morning, the day of now. So I sit there for 55 minutes trying to decide what to play. And at 9:55, I literally just pull out a D4, roll it. It lands on Konosuba. Starting out, of the decks, that choice, the way that deck works, it's a deck that's consistent enough that can just take games for no apparent reason sometimes. Doesn't particularly care about any matchups. You just need to be relatively lucky. I basically intended to high roll playing that deck, which it did relatively well. I don't think anything interesting happened. Like round 1, I played Rabbit House. Nothing particular interesting happened.
Nothing interesting happened. You killed Kit.
I mean,
in round one.
In round 1, nothing.
Round 1. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Nice spoilers, dude.
Yeah.
The only interesting. So, in round 1, the only thing that really happened is opponent he slammed a red climax without red, so we he dealt some 3 damage to me. We call judge. I revert the damage. I shuffle, and I have 6 out. Then I double cancel, and then do my I play the 1/0 that on death. Look at top 3 onto the board to play combo, to play over it, to mill through the rest of my deck and refresh. It's the only interesting thing that happened there. Round 2, I played Vivid Strike. I go to I just pass top check, do 5 attacks, 2 turns. I go to 3/6 and then kill him off just swinging for 1 a couple times. Round 3, I go into a Konosuba Mirror. I pass top check, he doesn't. I won that round. Round 4, I play against Kit. This is where the tournament actually got interesting. So game starts out really, really slow. Kit apparently starts with an amazing hand, but doesn't mulligan, which apparently was his biggest mistake. And I start with a mediocre hand. So the game's going really, really slow. We get the 1. I don't draw combo, so I slam 2 just random 1/0s to the board and just attack because I just don't have climax. And then he doesn't have climax, so he has to triple field Armin 1/0 because I think he's out a bunch of climaxes at this point. And just does the game's just super slow, so we're just hitting each other for 1 damage for 3 turns at 1. And so at this point, I just have a billion stock, and I hit the level 2. And I just early play 5 attacks. And then he finally gets combo off on 1 lane. And then I think he kills both my early plays, but I have 10 stock, so I just 10 or 9 stock, so I just pay 3 encore them both. 5 attacks again. He just still doesn't have anything in hand. So I don't think he outside the 1 turn, I don't think he played a climate. It's just once I get to level I'm at 3-5, 3-4. And I have I have to pay 3 encore Eris again, and I draw into another Eris, but I'm 1 hand short of doing double restands, and I check my waiting room. I have 2 cards left in deck. Check my waiting room, and there's only 1 Eris in waiting room, 1 in my hand, and 1 in field. So I clock, draw into the second copy.
Yeah, let's make it very clear though that your hand was literally 1 card, and it was just Eris level 3 because you've already 5 attacks 2 turns in a row, right, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm basically out of fuel, and but I just have basically just the Eris. Clock it, draw 2, draw another Eris, play Eris, and I just get enough hand to restand again. Didn't matter. I think I killed him on the first attack, but if it did matter, I just got the fuel needed to do it. So won that. Off the back of Kit just not drawing his climate. Round 5, I play against Vivid Strike, and I early play 5 attacks, and then when going at level 3, when I'm going for the kill turn, I fail top check, and I just eat it the next turn. If I would have passed it there, I would have won that game. And then round 6, I played against the Try It Primus player, who I think made top 8. And I think that match was relatively close. But the deck does the same thing every game. Early play, 5 attacks. Next turn, 5 attacks. If you pass the second 5 attacks, you've probably won. Which I think that I got to went to 3-5 that game before I won. And then Top Cut, I played against Love Life Sunshine. This was probably the most interesting game of the match. I don't hit combo to plus. I get hit to 1-6 and have to I get level locked out of early play. I try to brainstorm to hit to maybe get a search and search a second copy of the 0-0 so I can play it to clock the others to early play. I whiff on brainstorm with like 5 climaxes in deck, and I have 2 1-0s in the early play requirement, so my opponent's out like 6, and so I had to make the choice to either only do 2 attacks and save the early play requirement to restand next turn, or play it slam climax and hope I do a lot of damage. I make the choice to play it slam climax, which was the wrong choice because he double cancels. And then the next turn, I'm just sitting on a bunch of heiresses and no early play requirement. So I just like move up back row and attack or something. And then when I finally get to level 3, I'm at like 3-5. I'm 8 cards in deck with 2 climaxes. If I hit 1, or if I hit 2, or if I hit 1 and trigger 1, I can do 2 restands. Otherwise, I can only do 1. I brainstorm with attack, trigger 1, and then fail the restand. If I would have passed the restand, I do believe I would have won. So that was just unfortunate.
That's like the story of every Konosuba deck, though. If I would have passed that check, I would have won the game.
I knew that going when I that ended up being the deck I played. It's literally, if you pass a top check, you usually win. There's very few games, probably only about 15% of the games I've played where I've passed top check, and every time I've done it and lost. So, and you usually have most of the time about a 70% chance to pass top check.
I remember in our game, so in our game, I remember I was like, man, he's so compressed. How is he passing top check? And as I see you ditch like 4 climaxes from your hand for that
you always ditch climaxes with the restand. You only slam them if you need to catch up.
I was just like, God, why did he hold so many climaxes on that refresh? Why?
Well, it's like my only ditch outlet.
Yeah. All right, Connor, how was your nationals?
All right, so Friday I had absolutely no idea what I was going to be playing, right? And I spent most of Friday just playing like the 3 decks I brought with me that I was really considering, which were Televeru, Chain Chronicle, and Vivid Strike. And I just played a bunch of games with them. And by Saturday, I'd pretty much locked into Chain Chronicle, and that's what I was going to play. And then shout out to Neil Parak for going undefeated in LCQ and then failing deck check with AoT. So I played his AoT instead of Chain Chronicle and ended up going 2-2. The deck worked great. The game just did not like me very much that day. Round 1, I played against Yellow Blue ReZero. Andres Hernandez, who's Stock Soul on YouTube, I believe. He hits me to level 1. It says a Ricky and Runner on board. I have 2 errands in the climax, but I don't want to combo because I'm only going to get 1 verse. I don't think that's worth it because I didn't have a second wind. So I just play 2 zeros and a split 2k1 and swing at him. And then he plays like an Amelia combo and a puck or something and ends up hitting me to like 1-4, but 2 of the damage I took were maneuver gears. So I'm sitting with like no maneuver gears available to me at all, but I go ahead and triple Aaron combo him anyway and just get the bounce backs. I hit him to level 2 with Aaron combos. He plays early play Rem and doesn't get a marker because the Aaron bounces back to my hand. I play Mikasa Changer, pump it to like 13k, and pump a Crystal level 0 to like 65. So I win both of those lanes, and he 3-stocks the early play. He moves the early play in front of the 0 and puts an anti-change bomb in front of my Field Swapper, which I think this is probably the turn that lost him the game. Instead of putting his early play in the open slot that I had, he puts it in front of the 0 to try to go for the reverse to get a marker. but then I just field swap in front of him, and his anti-change bomb does nothing, and he just crashes his early play. So on the next turn, the slot he did direct with, I kill it with Aaron combo, so I've got another Aaron that's going to bounce back. And he plays down Reinhardt and pushes up his back row and forgets that Aaron is going to bounce back. So his like brainstorm that he swung to Aaron with didn't crash. So Reinhardt was just 10k, and I killed him on the next turn. Though I don't think, like, no matter what he did, he wouldn't have been able to get the Reinhardt to activate, because I could have just field swapped the Aaron in front of whatever so that he couldn't crash it. Round 2, I played against Chain Chronicle that ended up getting top 8. I've already explained this game a little bit. Pretty standard game. I just denied Fatima reverses the whole time with Aaron combo, and then died. And Dragon counter puts in work. Round 3, I play against Toloveru. So the guy pulls out an Angel Beats playmat, and I'm really confused. And then he pulls out a Toloveru deck box, and I get really happy. Because, like, AoT versus Toloveru is not a very pretty game. He ends up... I triple Aaron combo him 2 turns in a row. But he ends up at one point playing the 1-1 search event and not having any transformation characters left in deck. So he just grabs a housework and then discards 1. And then that same turn, he's down to 6 cards in deck. After he does that, he brainstorms, hits 1 climax, and the last 2 cards of his deck are climax event. So he doesn't get anything off of that either. And I end up playing down, like, change into field swap, and I won the game at level 2 with, like, 12 stock.
Do you know who the player was?
I don't. Yeah, I didn't recognize his name. But, so round 4, I get paired against Kimono. And it turns out he's playing Raccoon. So I'm like really happy because it's a reverse combo and I can deny that. And then he hits me to level 1 and has 2 characters on board that are just like free reverse targets for Aaron. And I've got 2 Aarons in my hand. But I've already canceled with 2 wins at this point, and I don't draw 1. So I'm like, crap, I'm just going to play stuff, swing at him, and he's going to get Raccoon combo off. So I swing at him, and he plays a Raccoon and like an Otter and something else, and then plays a yellow Stock Soul and stock charges and just sticks some damage on me. And then I try to get the wind again and don't get it, and I just swing back at him. And then he plays another Stock Soul and he just keeps like hitting me for damage. And I end up, eventually he gets like 1 gold bar and gets like 1 stock charge off of a Raccoon. But I never drew a single wind or maneuver gear the entire game. And he ends up like double clock kicking me. And then I just die.
Oh, God.
So, like, this is exactly not how a game with AoT is supposed to go. But yeah, so that was my run. I died in round 4 to Kimono. I also, like, I had the burn combo in hand, but I couldn't do anything because he had like 3 anti-burns in memory. So yeah, I just lost. Oh well.
That's unfortunate.
I was playing yellow red AoT, if that wasn't clear. It's like Aaron Mikasa combo, very standard.
Was it basically your deck you played at the English event?
It was 3 cards different, but yeah.
All right.
I play, instead of the 3rd Mikasa runner, I had a Connie level 0 because it outs like 765 and it helps a bit in the mirror. And then instead of 3 Armin 1s and 3 globals, I played 4 Armin 1 and 2 global because I didn't think the global was important and I wanted the extra mill power. And then I played a second changer into the field swap instead of the Krista healer.
All right. Miles, want to go through yours?
All right, let's see what happened. I don't really remember what happened up to the tournament. I just know I got in Friday night. I met some people. Saturday, I just ended up playing a lot of Kill a Kill because I didn't want to like. It's just like a practice I have where I don't want to like think too much about whatever deck I'm playing before an event because I don't want to like overthink things. Like I know what I'm like in a in a card game tournament because I've played them for so long that I have my own practices or whatever. So I just spent a lot of time on Saturday playing Kill la Kill, and that was pretty fun. And then Sunday,
I agree. I never play like my tournament deck the day before.
yeah, and my tournament deck was more or less Symphogear Tsubasa waifu with a couple other characters in it, I guess. Where I'm just trying to spam out healers at level 2 with the 2/1 Ame no Habakiri event, and then like I'm playing the G healers and the book. Like I'm playing that combo actually to play that combo because having them at like 14-5 with level assist seemed like a decent game plan to me. So Sunday, round 1, I play against a dude playing Love Live, like normal Love Live. He's playing a second year like theme deck, so it's like mono red, and he's playing.
This was the guy that played the
combo.
snow halation triple combo.
Yeah, so that's like a combo where like if you have all 3 characters, the Honoka is like a giant top decker. The Umi is a salvage 2, ditch 1 on attack, and the Kotori is a like a pay 1, burn 1 on attack. So my hand was like pretty god awful. I was like almost set up, but I was missing like 2 cards, and in the bottom 6 cards of my deck, there were 2 copies of the Tsubasa plus level Brainstorm and 2 copies of the Bond to Ame no Habakiri, which are both very crucial cards for my deck. And the only reason I was able to take like my damage properly and get the Bonder in my clock to use shift the next turn is because he used the Honoka like top decker in 2 lanes because he like backrowed one of the other pieces. So he added more cards to my deck. So my like the Bonder just showed up later, so I was able to shift into it the next turn, and that was level 2. And I was able to just play down 3 healers and then just kind of win there because he was just crashing every turn. Round 2, I played against Clinton. Was pretty excited to play someone who I'd heard a lot about. Like I know he won English Worlds in 2015. I saw he was playing Guardian, so I thought this was going to be a pretty hard match. As we're like shuffling and we're making small talk or whatever, he tells me it's his second game playing Guardian. I was like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. We go the entire game, and he doesn't play a climax until like his last turn. Like until like his second turn out, like first or second turn at level 3, he does not play a climax all game. So he's not stock charging, he's not plussing with Amagi, he's like not doing any of the stuff that Guardian typically does. So that game was just kind of a pup stomp because my deck was doing everything it was supposed to do. His deck wasn't. It happens. Round 3, I played the champion, Juno. I've played June before, and we sort of know each other because he's LA, I'm San Diego. So that game was full of a lot of banter and stuff. I misplayed really hard. I played into his Dragon Strike because he was level 0, and I attacked with my on reverse combo last after my second attack put him at 1/1, where he leveled a red card and had a yellow card in clock. So then my third attack, my plussing combo, he Dragon Striked, and that was my only opportunity to plus with that combo all game. And I don't know, that game was just really hard. He canceled a lot. I was able to play early plays. I was lucky that even though he plays the early play killer, that I played around it by making my level 3 Tsubasas level 4, so he couldn't actually affect them with the early play killer. And then I eventually lost because Toma's a decent card, I guess. Let's see. Round 4, I played against the guy that Connor lost to, the Chain Chronicle player. I had barely had any experience with Chain Chronicle, and all experience I had was mono yellow. So I didn't really know what the red cards did. I asked what the Dragon Punch thing did because it was one of the cards he mulliganed. He told me it was a punch that killed a character, and I was like, oh, okay. That's interesting. So that game felt pretty normal. He played into my -3 soul anti-salvage one turn on his second attack, so he lost 2 attacks that were direct attacks that would have been for like 3 otherwise. But even with that, he was still ahead in damage all game because he canceled a lot, and I had 2 turns at level 1 where I attacked with 2 characters because I kind of had a bad level 1, but I was still able to like early play a bunch of healers and stuff. Like my deck did what it wanted to do every game, but closing out the games was quite difficult. Like I didn't get my level assist in any of my games, which kind of sucked, and I didn't get the crisp burner in any of the games, which kind of sucked because I think the crisp burner is pretty important for my deck. So then I ultimately lose because he just attacks me a bunch. I take damage. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I had a bunch of climaxes in my hand that game because I couldn't get the Rizes, the look at 3, add 1 to hand, pitch a card. And there was a point in the game where my clock was literally runner, Rize, runner, Rize, runner, Rize. It's like, oh, okay. It's one of those games, I guess. So then I lost, and then I 2-2. They gave me like my goodie bag, and I went to Mighty Taco.
All right, Randall.
Okay, let's see. So, pretty sure everybody already knows by now that I ran AoT. Also borrowing AoT from Neil, the guy who 6-0 failed deck checked LCQ.
Why don't you tell them why he failed deck check, Randall?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Oh, and yeah, that had nothing to do with me. So
Well, that did have something to do with
no, it didn't.
Yes,
Alright,
it
so-
did.
All right, so my deck had B art wins for the level 1 combo, and then so he ordered A art wins for level 1 combo since he was gonna play AoT, and like I was borrowing AoT. He decided this after he like let me borrow it, so like he didn't want to just be like I'm taking it back or like whatever. So he just bought A art wins. And then I guess he put on his deck list that he had B art wins when he actually had A art wins, and he didn't realize that he had put the wrong letter, and then he goes 6-0 and then fails deck check. So
Didn't he just use the same
I
deck
think-
list from HSI?
Yeah, I think he
I'm-
just forgot to change it when he gave you the B arts.
Yeah, because he told
Okay,
me
maybe-
he used
maybe-
the same
maybe-
list from HSI, so he didn't.
Okay, maybe
need
that's
to
what
change
happened.
anything.
okay, maybe that's what happened. All right, well that's not directly my fault.
I mean, I'm just faulting you because you borrowed the deck, so you had to get a second AoT deck.
Well, man, you should have checked, dude.
Yeah, obviously, but I just think it's funny.
Okay, anyways. What?
Yeah, the only point is that wouldn't have happened if you didn't borrow the deck.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
This
and
is
then
true.
I also would not have gotten to play AoT.
Yeah, but you might have gotten farther with Chain than AoT.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have
Correct.
doubted yourself.
Correct.
Okay, so anyways, I played AoT, Wind combo level 1, Mikasa combo level 3, and then I played 2-1 Aaron to 3-2 Aaron Titan, easily the 2 MVPs of the entire tournament for me. Round 1, I play against Samuel, one of Connor's friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's playing Da Capo. I don't know which trait it was exactly, but it ran Rika and Charles, and I think that's
Student
either
Council.
it's either Student Council or newspaper. It's one of those.
Yeah, it was student council.
Okay, so that was a pretty spicy game. He goes first, triggers +2. I eat it, so I'm at 0-4. I play a character, kill the character that he played on turn 1. And then it goes back to him. He plays 2 characters, triggers another +2. I eat that, and then I eat the 2 from the other attack as well. So now I'm at 0-3 or something. I'm at 0-4 or 0-5 or something. I don't know. And or 1-4 or 1-5, and he's at like 0-2. So I'm just like, well, fucking kill me. I get a row. I get a couple Aaron combos off. He plays some stuff. He got like he played 2 characters at level 1 only with a climax, and then I think I like double canceled. So I was coming back on damage reasonably, and he was also out like a bajillion climaxes because he triggered 2 the first 2 turns, never paid them out. He played 1, triggered a pants, and then he like mulliganed 1 away. So he was out like 6 or something. I don't know. I clocked to level 2, played 2 on Aaron. I recognize he's out like 6 or 7 or something, so I want to start hitting him for a crap ton of damage, which I do. I end up developing a lead in damage due to a combination of him not having playables as well as him being out like a bajillion climaxes. So I'm feeling okay with my position. I'm ahead. He isn't killing my 2-1, so I'm able to use that multiple turns in a row as a 2-soul beater. And eventually he's at like 3-3. I'm at like 2-5. And he decides to go double Rika restand. I had a 1-1 counter in my hand that I had gotten off of an Aaron combo earlier. So I could get out of one of the restands, but I couldn't get out of the other one. So he fronts, triggers +2 for 4. I eat 4, and I'm just like, okay. Restands it, attacks again, also for 4. I eat that, so I'm at 3-6, and I'm just like, I'm gonna die. He swings for 1, I cancel, and then his last attack he has left is the 3-2 Rika restander across from my. It was like a 1-0 Aaron, and I have move counter, so I can like bounce it back to my hand if he tries to front to go for the restand. But he knew that I still had that 1-1 counter. I hadn't played it, so he decides to go for the side attack for 1. No trigger, so it's for 1, and then I just cancel. So I canceled 2 off the top, luckily. And then on my next turn, I just played 2 Mikasa, and I had an Armin out from the previous turn, Armin level 3, and the Mikasa's had hexproof, and he had a money counter in his hand, and it couldn't really do anything, so he just died. Round two, I played against Symphogear. Like I said earlier, he was playing the red base deck, but without the standby this time. That game was, I can't remember too much notable from that game. I think I just more or less compressed, and he was canceling less than I was. Eventually, he got to level 3, and he was like taking quite a bit of damage. He was probably like 3-5 or something, and I was at like 2-4. And he played the Maria burn combo on attack, pay 1, ditch 1, burn 4 with a gate. And I canceled like 4 out of his 5 instances of damage, so I was at like 2-6 or something. Clocked to level 3, played Mikasa's, he just died. Round 3, I played against Kit. That was the mirror. Screw the mirror, by the way. We both just pretty much potatoed all game. I had a strat in mind in case I played against the mirror. If I went first, I was going to clock, draw 2, pass. And then Kit won the rock, paper, scissors, and then he goes clock, draw 2, pass, and I'm just like, yo, that's my strat. You stole my strat. So we just kind of like did AoT mirror things at level 0. We just like screw around and like try to attack as few times as possible and like hope the opponent cancels a billion times and like draw wind. I end up never drawing wind. And so we go to level 1. He has wind, but he also only has like 1 Aaron, or he only had like 1 reverse target available or something. So he reverses my 1 card and then gets a maneuver gear. And then from there, it was just potato fest. Like we literally did nothing. We just played 3 cards and then like attacked back and forth, like turn after turn after turn after turn after turn. No Aaron combos, no nothing. Maneuver gears were like completely useless. There was literally no reason to use them. I played my 2-1 Aarons to try to catch up in damage since he was ahead by a bit. And then he like third attack triggers wind twice in a row, 2 turns in a row, bounces my 2-1 back to my hand. I'm just like, well, this sucks. And we just continued to potato until level 3. His hand was like 3-2 Aaron, Bonder Titan, wind at one point. So he just like bonds 2 level 3s, and I'm like, oh crap, he's gonna go for combo and like try to kill me. So he plays all of his 3-2 Aarons and then plays a wind. And then I'm like, well, all right, I guess I'm dead. And then I look at his hand, and then he has none. So he's definitely not restanding on me. So more potato there. I think if there was like a misplay with a brainstorm where you brainstormed where you shouldn't have, and then like if you hadn't brainstormed, you could have pushed it forward to attack with, and you would have at least been able to get 1 restand off. So that was one mistake Kit made throughout the game, but he ended up winning. We just like I said, the entire game was just one big derp fest, and neither of us got to do what our decks wanted to do for the most part. And then he ended up winning. There's actually a pretty funny part of that game. Before we started, Kit was like, "Man, I hate the mirror. I play so slow. I don't know what to do." And so, like, a little bit after 10 minutes, I just like whispered to Kit. I was like, "Yo, you want me to call it?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll use this maneuver gear and I'll pretend like I'm thinking." So he plays maneuver gear, picks up his deck, and I'm like, "Judge, slow play." So Judge comes over and he's just like watching our game, and we got 5 extra minutes, and the game actually did go into. We actually did need the extra time, so that was pretty funny.
My favorite part of that maneuver gear, though, was the fact that I was just looking at my deck only to mill a card, and that was it.
Yeah, he like maneuver gears, he's like looking at his deck, and he knew exactly what he was going to take. He was going to take the 3/2 Aaron and then just send it straight to waiting room so that he could bond it back out with the Aaron Titan. That was troll. Let's see. So I'm 2-1 at this point. Round 4 against ReZero. He was playing a Japan-based build with Pucks and Ram level 3. There were a couple card choices. Like, I was looking at his deck after the game. He was asking me for some advice. There were some card choices that I thought were a little bit iffy, and some cards that he was missing that I think should have been in the deck. But anyways, on to the game itself. He hits me to like 2-4 over the course of like the first 3 or 4 turns, and I just don't cancel anything. So I'm just like, oh, well, 2-2, here we go. And then I played 2-1 Aaron, and then he didn't kill it. And then my next turn, I got the other 2-1 Aaron, and then I played that. So I have 2 2-1 Aarons, and I'm starting to come back in damage, and I'm like killing things on his field. So, things are happening. He cancels a bunch. He's at 1-6, and he's like, I have 2 or less climaxes in my waiting room. And then I'm like, yeah, you're also 1-6. And he's like, oh, you're right. So he's like trying to play his early play, and then ended up not playing early play. So when he actually did eventually hit level 2, he played 2 Rem early plays while I had 2 of the 2-1 on the board, and I definitely have the 3-2 Aaron Titan in my hand. And I guess he just like, I'm not sure why, but he used one of the Rem early plays to front my 2-1, so I just changed into the 3-2, murdered the Rem, and then on my turn I moved it into the other slot, murdered the other Rem, and then things just kind of went downhill for him from there. I was suffering quite a bit on hand size, but the cards I did have in my hand were 2 copies of the 3-2 Mikasa, so I could at least make some plays to push once I did hit level 3. And then, yeah, the rest of the game was just like fairly ordinary. He played like 3-2 Ram and then like a 3-2 TD Rem, and then like he tried to kill me and then he failed to kill me, and I played Mikasa's and I killed him. So up until I played the 2-1 Aaron Titans, I was like scared for my life, and then the 2-1 Aaron just came through and carried me to victory. Round 5, I played against J.R. Pribula, and he was playing Little Busters, and he kind of didn't get to play the game. Going into level 1, his hand was like Climax, 2-1 Rin, 1-0 Sasami Clock Encore. So he like brainstorms with the new LB Brainstorm, the draw 2 pitch 1, hits a Climax, draws 2 Climaxes, pitches 1, plays Sasami, plays Gold Bar, and I'm just like, is your hand that bad? And he's like, yep. So that game just kind of went to the shitter pretty quickly. His hand was like literally just 5 Climaxes and a card that he couldn't play. And then I won. Round 6, I played against Ty Pruitt. He was playing Love Live Sunshine. I think the play that really set up the game in my favor was at level 0. I decided not to attack with my Armin Runner so that I didn't hit him to level 1. The last thing I want in the Love Live Sunshine versus AoT matchup is for him to hit 1 first, use his Suiciders to farm my zeros, and then also gain value because my Aaron wouldn't be able to like get the bounce backs to my hand because he's going to use his Suicider effect. So I didn't want that. I kept him at 0. And then the match ended up going into my favor from there. 2-1 Aaron put in work again. Although, just like in the ReZero match, I think that was like kind of my opponent's fault because he like committed double early play, and then he used one of them to attack my 2-1. And so I just did the same thing I did in the ReZero matchup where I changed into the 3-2. His level 3 ended up crashing, and then on my next turn I moved it into the Yo 3-2, and then I killed that too. And from there he just kind of died. Yeah. Top 16. This was my last game of the tournament. I was telling people after the tournament, I played against Gochiusa, but I literally could have been playing against any deck that had like a Taige and like 1k1s and a 1500 counter and a tap self brainstorm, because that's literally all he played. Every time I played a maneuver gear to try to thin out my deck defensively, like I would look at my deck, see a climax on top, and I would have canceled, and then I eat 3 after I finished searching and shuffled the deck. And then so I ended up having like 3 climaxes in a deck of like 5 cards, and this was after eating like 9 damage. And then the next turn he would just do it all over again, and I would just be at like 3-5 while he's at like 2-2, and I'm just like, I'm dead later. So that was my top 16 game. It was just a turn card sideways fest, and I was on the receiving end of some a little bit of bad juju. Maybe I shouldn't have used my. If I didn't use my maneuver gear counters, then like I could have canceled damage, but it's not like I knew that.
The math is still the same basically anyway, so it's better to use the maneuver gear, right? So.
Yeah, and like by using the maneuver gear, it lets me search out tools that I can use for later stages of the game. So just I just ate damage. But yeah, that was basically my tournament experience.
I'll go through mine really quick. I have a separate video that I went through like everything. So if you're more interested in in-depth stuff for me, just go ahead and go to that video. It has the deck tech for my Attack on Titan build too. So going in, I was going to play Attack on Titan. I put the deck together like a week before the event and just like play tested it a bunch or like a few games. And then I was like, fuck it, this is the deck I'm going to use because it feels so good. Round 1, I played, I didn't get his name, but I played against someone who's playing Excel World. It went as you should expect. Excel World needs to reverse anything to do anything, and he did not do that, and he proceeded to take like 20 damage every turn. Round 2, I played against Randall should know him. Jason Hayato, is that his name?
Jason Higa.
Yeah. He's a SoCal resident. He was playing TLR with the Ren Run stuff. So that was an interesting game. We basically just slow played.
He wasn't running Ren Rune. He was running the level 0 rune from set 2 that gets bounced when it.
Yeah.
That one's different.
Okay. But he was playing that, and I was just like, oh great, I didn't really want to see this, this stuff. So basically that game we were just like super slow. I forced him to pay out a lot of stock by bouncing his 1/1 a lot. And he paid a lot of stock to keep bouncing his level 0 back to hand to deny me reverses. And so it was a really slow game, and then he eventually just finally died. One thing, though, the one mistake he did do was I set up a 5 attack turn for game, and he used his darkness counter 1 attack too early when my field was still all hexproof before I pulled out the Titan. That was like the only mistake, but he died from that attack anyway, so it didn't really make that big of a difference. Round 3, Randall explained that. Fun game. Yep. Round 4, I played against Julian, who explained that match as well. Nice. I just kind of potatoed and died, pretty much. Round 5 was a fun round. I've played Weiss for a very long time, since like 2012-ish or whatever. Whenever Modica first came out is when I started playing Weiss. From that time, I cannot remember ever being in a position where I mulligan 4 cards, keep the win climax, and then proceed to top deck 4 climaxes to have a hand of 5 climaxes. I got really lucky that game, and top decked to level 3, clocked a climax, and then drew into 2 runners, so at least I was able to do something at 0. But that game was basically, I just ate a bunch of damage and then eventually died to Yo Burns. And then Sadsville from there, and went to go to buffet afterwards to eat my sorrows away. But yeah, that was basically my run. Kind of disappointing, but whatever, it happens. But yeah, so did you guys like enjoy the format and everything? And as far as the diversity rule and stuff goes,
Didn't matter to me. I went 5-1.
Yeah, I don't think it was as big of an issue as people were thinking it was going to be beforehand. Though it was partially what influenced my choice of Chain Chronicle.
That would have bit you in the ass real bad if you went 4-2. Holy moly!
Yeah, that would have been terrible because then I still would not have gone in.
Let's see. I made the decision to play Symphogear beforehand, but I felt pretty good about that decision in case I were to be in that position where I would need diversity to get in, or for diversity to apply to me or whatever. Though I felt a little less confident on that because when I was at Hammer Girl on Saturday, I saw a lot of people with Symphogear. Like, I was actually surprised.
Yeah, for me, I kind of went with Attack on Titan too. I was originally going to think of playing Love Live. I was even considering the 2-soul build. But then I was just like, man, there's just so many Love Live players. And I'm like...
Are we talking about Sunshine?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sunshine. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with, like, not making Top Cut because there's, like, 2 Sunshines already in Top Cut. So I ended up switching to Attack on Titan as the deck choice because I figured there wasn't going to be actually that much Attack on Titan, especially after those few events after Attack on Titan release with only one AoT topping.
And it was the Blue Titan one.
Yeah. Besides that, the event ran fairly smooth, right? So nothing to really complain there.
There's really not much else for me to say, I think.
Yeah. My only complaint every year is that Hammer Girl is too small. I wish it was a little bigger. At least a bigger venue. But that's probably never going to change, so. Also, West Coast needs more invites. I don't know why they always get screwed on invites. But
250 law.
I hope that a lot of people coming from the West Coast this year influences that.
I think that's what it was. I think last year, basically, no one came to the West Coast, and you guys had like
I
a bit more
would
spots.
think it will.
So I think since you had a lot more people, you should get a lot more spots.
Really quick too. I don't know how you guys feel, but I always hate the fact that they have invites at last chance like roll down to the people below. I feel like if the person who won the invite doesn't show up, then it's just one less person in the tournament. Do you guys?
Wait, what are we? Wait, what?
I'm talking about
Like
last chance
how?
qualifiers. Like, say, like 8 people don't show up from the West Coast or somewhere, right? Then that means there's 8 more invites in the last chance qualifier to roll down. So instead of top 18, it's actually top 16 or something like that. Is my understanding?
Wait, you mean top 8?
Yeah.
You mean instead of top 8, it's top 16?
Yeah, stuff like that, where extra invites get put in because people don't show up for the national tournament who want to invite in other states.
Oh, I was told the exact opposite. I was told that people that didn't come, their spots just didn't go to anybody.
Oh, okay.
I think
How did they decide that?
I think this year they just specifically did the people that emailed and said they weren't coming beforehand. I think. I don't know. There were way fewer slots than I expected, though, from last chance qualifier.
Yeah,
Because
LCQ.
in the past, they have done it where every person that doesn't show up gets in. Because 2015, one of my friends got 22nd in the LCQ and got in.
Wow.
God
Yeah,
bless.
this year was a lot tougher than it was a lot tougher than people were making it out to be. Like everybody was like, "Oh yeah, you can go like X2 and you can still make it," and then like not even all the X1s made it.
Well, I mean, that's good to hear then, because my understanding before, like every time before that was literally like, if you showed up and you were in the event and you didn't go X and 0, or like, 0 and X, you would make it basically.
Yeah, it's definitely not what happened this time.
All right, that's pretty good to hear then. Any other comments about the event, Heart of the Cards, or anything like that?
2-pack Weiss is a pretty good game.
Oh yeah, if you guys haven't seen that already, Randall's already knows, but check out deck profile on 2-pack Weiss and the match video as well. It's very hype.
Actually, just the memest top deck I have ever seen.
But yeah, so we're just gonna close out with the top 3 for the event. We'll actually start on the bottom leading up to first place. Make it a little bit more exciting, I guess. So if you guys need a link, here it is. We'll start on the bottom. Who is this here? Third place was James W. I don't know if any of you guys know this guy.
It's a no from me.
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
No.
Well, shout outs to James W. with apparently meme shine here. It looks like a super standard list. Is there anything? I mean, they run the new TD Kanan double striker.
Wait, how did Ty Pruitt make it into top 16 if this guy was in top 16?
Dude, I don't know. I thought he wasn't going to make top 16 either. So
I think diversity. Oh God, it's like
What,
weird.
what was Ty's record?
4-2.
yeah,
What was this guy's record?
better.
I would
Better?
assume it was higher than 4-2.
Yeah, I would assume, yeah. That's a good question, actually. Did they just not do diversity, even though it's still in the rules this year?
You know what? It might have been.
No, they definitely did.
Yeah, they.
Okay.
Because they can
Yeah,
only
well, they're
take it
right.
from
Okay.
a certain amount of the top players, and if they get to that
So
point,
what
then they go
happened?
back over.
Yeah, there weren't
Oh,
enough unique decks, and they had to go back to whoever was actually just the highest ranked. That's very possible because they were like almost every deck that was like X1 and better was different.
Yeah,
So
but
it's possible there just weren't enough X2s with unique decks.
Yeah. Well, looking at this list, I mean, it looks really standard unless you guys see anything else other than the random one level 3 Yo from set 1. But I mean, I guess you're running that gate. Might as well run a one of it. I'm gonna take that as everyone agrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I was just doing another Passover on the list. Seems fine.
Yep, I guess nothing really surprising there. But congrats to James W. Third place. Got his piece of paper.
Woo.
Woohoo! All right, second place here, Vivid Strike. Was this Lee S? I guess is his name. Does anyone know this person?
Nope.
I don't think so. No.
Looks like he plays in NYC.
Is
From
this
shoutouts?
is this Leroy's song? Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
Probably.
Lee S. Maybe.
Yeah. Probably. Looks like a Vivid Strike deck.
Yep, it is a Vivid Strike deck, and it does not run Wish.
No
It looks
wish.
like.
Yep. No wish.
Plays for Corona Bomb.
Oh wait, it does. Where?
It's a level 1 bomb.
Oh yeah. I guess just for more hand fixing.
Yeah.
I guess that is
8
not
bars.
very much red.
Dang, how do you even get Red to play that? What the heck? All right. Well, he got there somehow. But yeah, besides that, I guess super standard. Let's see. Yep, 3 Fukas. All right, yep. All right, now we're on to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Juno.
One card Juno.
Yeah. Playing Railgun, Index Railgun list. This is a little bit spicier than normal. This is definitely like a list you would see if you play Yellow Toma level 3 for sure, and playing Dragon Strike to deny things. So I mean, do you want to talk about it a little bit, Randall, since you do hang out with them?
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so June's style with this deck is very much just like get the cards that he wants at level 1 and then just kind of compress from there. He's not a fan of the 3-2 early play from the power up set. He calls it the 3-2 10k early play with no other text. There's some jokes and memes behind that, but at least on the accounts that he's given us, like the card's usefulness is somewhere in the ballpark of like 1 in 20 games. Some of the cards that I think are he very much likes in the deck that I don't see in every build of Railgun. He really likes the Konori and Swimsuit level 1 that lets you get stock, blind stock if you reverse the opponent's level 1 or higher character. Like if you go like double Mikoto at level 1 with double Kuroko, then you use the first effect to summon the 1/0 Konori, and then you use the second Kuroko to buff the Konori to 7k so that you can kill the opponent's card. Just things like that. So it's like mildly like a field base ish strategy at level 1, and
I
then
see, like a lot of JP lists actually do that as well. Wouldn't that play green like that? So
yeah, and the way he uses green with the Konori, he doesn't actually need to have green in clock or level until he hits level 3 for the restand. So he typically prioritizes red and yellow as his colors at level 1. Red, obviously, so he can use his 1/0 combo in his climax, and yellow for Dragon Strike, which is a very, very, very good card in a lot of situations. It denies on reverse in more ways than one. One by taking your character off the field, and one by buffing your character so they can't kill it. And it just has various like utility uses throughout the game. So
I mean, I think
it's very
Dragon
good.
Strike and Old Man, like those two cards, can complicate game states or complicate board states.
It's
It's a lot of power you can give out.
yeah, for sure. It makes like attack order really awkward. You deny on reverse effects, and it could screw up a lot of things just because of like the plus levels and power and sacking. It's a really good card.
And plus levels as well. It denies siding.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So like a single Dragon Strike can convert into like your opponent not getting their pluses, also losing cards on field because they're like forced to crash. There's just a lot of things that can happen from a single Dragon Strike, and I think it was a good call for him to focus on that as part of his game plan.
Do you know if there was a reason he didn't run 4 instead of the 3, or is it just couldn't find space?
Definitely space. I'm like 100% sure it was because of space. And at level 2, since he isn't using the 3/2, he isn't primarily using the 3/2 early drop. He primarily wants to get a field advantage at 1 and then use that to open lanes to push damage. And then if the opponent plays their own early play, instead of going for his Mikoto combo like probably other Railgun players would, he uses the 2/1 accelerator that has like the similar effect to Flash Asuna, where it gains 4k and a Solan attack. And then he can usually like afford to like crash one lane to give it a 1500 buff with the back row so that he can reliably get over the level 3. And then usually the opponent will just like play something that chumps into the 2/1 accelerator on the following turn, so he can like keep it around and use it for more value. That's just like hypothetical, of course. At level 3, Toma is definitely like his greatest asset. It gives a lot of versatility to his damage numbers. He can like side into level 3s, ditch 1 to give him a soul for 1. He can ditch to add soul to the restander, go for lots of very flexible side attack options. And yeah, it's just a card that he really liked a lot. Also, some people don't realize Toma's hexproof even after he tells them. So that's one way to win your games with Toma.
A lot of people, from my experience, also tend to forget he's level 0 on stage, even though you tell them. So they'll front into him when they can't just side in certain situations.
Yeah, Toma's a very very text heavy card. It's like a lot of things to take in when you see like one Toma. Like he's 12k, he's level 0, he's 3 soul, he has cancel burn, ditch 1 shot, or ditch one for a soul, and then hexproof. So it's like 6 different things, and like a lot of players they don't keep track of every single aspect of the Toma. They're usually just like, oh crap, this guy's a cancel burn. Am I gonna die? Like usually that's the thing that people most focus on, I guess. You guys have any comments you'd like to make?
No, Toma's just a good card. Like-
So, what did he change to put in the early play compared to the HSI list?
He dropped one copy of the Uiharu that gains 1 level 1,000 power.
Okay, the beater.
Yeah. He also he added his list is actually like quite a bit different from the one that he played at HSI. I'm pretty sure he didn't play 3 copies of the Mikoto Oversize, the PR one. I'm pretty sure he didn't play 3 of that. Let me double check though.
I thought I heard him say that he only made one change, but maybe that's wrong.
Oh wait, is there a reason he doesn't play the runner? I just realized he doesn't have the runner. The level 0 Kuroko runner.
I had a discussion with him about that because I played him at Card Arena and we were both playing Railgun. He said something like that he just preferred the beaters. It was like a thing of he preferred the beaters because he wanted to play doors, but if he was playing 2K ones, he would probably be playing runners, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so compared to his HSI list, he dropped 2 Uiharu level 0s for the 3rd copy of the Mikoto Oversize and the 3-2 early play, and I don't see any changes besides that.
Okay. That seems reasonable, because he probably just needs green less. Because I play Railgun as well, and I play the Kanori, and I basically exclusively play the Kanori from the 1-0 combo. So you don't really need green till level 3 if you have a game that's going decently well.
Okay, well, if nobody has any more comments besides that, I think that pretty much covers up June's deck list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, was he? The only other thing is, was he scared about Kimono at all? I guess is that why he has the 3 restanders? If Kimono was like a really big thing.
I don't think he was necessarily scared of Kimono. I mean, like Kimono ended up being his only loss throughout the tournament. But like when I was asking him about it after the game, he just attributed it to him getting sacked. So I don't think he was afraid necessarily of Kimono. I think if anything, he was mostly afraid of probably just like Vivid Strike.
All right, yeah, and he ended up playing that in the finals too. But yeah, well, what about really quick too? Why did he opt to play the Satan anti-event instead of playing a 4th Toma?
Tularu was a popular deck coming into the Nationals.
I know, but I mean, your Toma's already hexproof, and I assume that that's his main game plan because he only plays one under one roof.
Well, say you're going for like the restand, you're going to want to have an answer to anti-damage if you need the restand, because Toma's not pushing that in. Like, he's a 3-soul beater, but he's only if he cancels, he's only dealing 1 extra damage.
Yeah.
Versus the restand. So
yeah, I could totally see that.
I mean, like there's also relevant decks running relevant events that aren't like ones that are going to target your characters. So like Vivid Strike could very reasonably play Scuderia, and then this stops Scuderia from going off. What else? You could potentially play against like Osomatsu-san or Kimono, and then they could rest something not Toma. So this stops those.
You could do it. You could do a turn where you go restander, Toma, and the anti-event, and now you don't have to worry about your restander being rested the first time as well.
Yeah, cool. I totally see that. It's probably really good at setting up like 2-turn kills as well, I assume, with the restander, and then the following turn ending it with Toma.
There were a couple of games he actually like killed his opponent proactively with a Toma. Like just they were at like 2-something, and then like Toma, it just hit for like a crap ton of soul and they died.
Yeah, it definitely happens sometimes.
All right, yeah. So besides that, I mean, shout out to June. I've always known for quite a while. He's a good player. He totally deserves this win. I'm glad someone from the West Coast won nationals this year. Has there ever been a West Coast Nationals champion before this? Otherwise, I think June's the first one.
Mike got close last year, but not
Does
quite.
Yeah.
does Western Canada count as West Coast?
I guess,
Kappa.
yeah. Who was from West Canada that one year?
Bren?
Bren.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Bren, yeah. Yeah, besides that, I think as far as the California coast goes, it's like me
Yeah.
and Mike Chang are the only other people who've made it far enough to like be in contention for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once again, congratulations to June. Like I said, he's a really good player. I remember when he was a really scrub player. It was great playing with him back then. I miss those days. Besides that, we were thinking of talking about English stuff towards the end, but I mean, there's just not enough time anymore, so we're just gonna cut it short here. We'll talk about English events in a couple of weeks. Trio stuff to talk about, I guess, exciting. You don't have to worry about everything being Attack on Titan sort of online, if you're forced it to be trios. So, yeah. Do you guys have any closing statements or anything like that? We'll go ahead and start with Connor. Just go down the line.
Thanks again to Neil for letting me play his AoT deck. And shoutouts to Strictly Broken. I think we did get one player. I think Anthony made top 16
Yeah, he did.
and then died. But also shoutouts to UA for only managing to beat a Persona 3 trial deck in LCQ and nothing
Wait,
else.
what about Alex? Alex made top 16.
Did everyone make top 16 this year?
Alex
Alex made top 16.
isn't
Yeah,
strictly
shout out to him.
broken.
He's not strictly broken, but shout out to Alex.
He was wearing the shirt.
Well, he just has the
He was,
Christian.
he was wearing the Christian
Oh,
shirt.
okay, all right, sure.
Yeah, I
Well-
think that's about it.
Yeah, and your Monday videos on Strictly Broken. Don't forget to watch that, everyone. Those are pretty good. I like them.
Yeah, man.
Julian?
I'm just gonna say shout out to myself. I'm actually going to be posting a video for my deck list in probably a couple days here. So I'll give Kit the link to maybe put in the description. YouTube channel is just JWCCGs. Outside of that, shout out to Card Academy. Shout out to Kit for his deck crafting on himself. And then yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, really shout out to Card Academy, though. I like all the stuff they do out here in the Midwest. It's cool. They host a lot of really big events. So, I mean, if you guys are anywhere near Ohio, check them out. They're still in Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, check them out. They're a cool store. I love them. I buy like almost all my shit from them for English because they have really good online deals with their what are their codes again, Julian? I can't seem to remember.
Ooh.
For $100 or more, you can use code PIMP for 10% off on singles. For $200 or more, you can use code MEGAPIMP. $200 for 20% off singles.
I love
Also-
those codes.
In a couple months, once early spring rolls around, Card Academy will be having its Spring Fest tournament again. So it's a $20 paid entry tournament with like a decent prize support.
Yeah, they have some cool trophy stuff. I love it. Last year was great. Hopefully this year I won't crap out in top 2 and get second place. So Miles?
Yeah. Shout outs to all the people I've talked to for like a while online, and I finally got to meet at this event. Shout outs to all the people that walked up to me and actually were like, yo, are you butts and coconuts? Shout outs to UA for hooking it up with Symphogear foils, and I have a deck profile I did with UA that's going to be on his channel eventually, so if anyone wanted to see the crazy person and his Tsubasa waifu deck that he took to Nats when he could have took like Vivid Strike, yeah, you can check it out on his channel.
Yeah, it was great finally seeing you in person. I don't think we ever met before this, right? Even though I lived in SoCal for so long.
I would like go to your booth sometimes at Frank's, but we never like hung out or anything.
Yeah, well, it was nice to see you in person, recognize you.
Yeah.
Randall, it's up to you now.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Crap. I was gonna say something, but then I forgot. But anyways, I guess shout outs to all the people that I met out at nationals. It was nice meeting some of you guys. Pretty much no one like had to ask like, hey, are you Peshcast? Pretty much everybody knew who I was, so I just like said hi, like asked them their name, things like that. And there were a lot of cool people that I like recognized from like the Facebook groups that I got to meet in person for the first time. There are also a few people that I found out were there like after the tournament was like already over, so I was like, oh, I could have met them too. But yeah, the people that I hung out that I definitely hung out the most with that I had met that weekend were Yue, Connor, and Alex. So Connor's here, but like Yue and Alex, shout outs to those two guys. That was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys.
All right, awesome. And then shout outs to everyone that recognized me from Burn 1 and all that stuff. It was cool meeting people that I don't even know, really. It was shout outs to Yue. I finally met Yue in person. Really quick, was Yue wasn't the one that won like 2012 or 13 or 14 like that? Weiss Worlds?
I don't think he did. Did he play yet?
He won English
He won
Worlds like 3 years
2016.
ago. Or
He won. He won.
Yeah. No, but
2016 English.
I was thinking about this after I left New York. Did he pilot mono silica waifu deck basically at an event and got first place and made a deck profile on it in YouTube once?
I have
That's
no idea.
I don't think so.
Okay, I think that's someone from East Coast because I remember I was like, dang man, did I shit on this guy a long time ago when I used to meme a lot on foreign? I couldn't remember, but either way, it was great to meet Yue. It was cool. Met Ryan Wibbs, Wibberly, right? Cool meet him. He's probably one of the classiest guys there I saw that weekend. Got to meet up with Randall again, and just like everyone from SoCal, Neil, and all that. It's just great seeing all these people who play this game and come together for this event. Yeah, I mean next year, if I remember or something, or one of you guys can remind me, we should like I'll see if I can get a suite or something. We just have a party suite for everyone after nationals or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Weiss Salty Suite.
Yeah, we'll do it, and we'll have the stream money match. We'll have June there with his $3,000 wallet, dropping money, bill everywhere, beating up everyone. Because I know June loves the money match, because we used to always money match a bunch back when I lived in SoCal. Yeah, I mean, shout outs to everyone. Again, congratulations to June. Hopefully he takes the trophy home for America. Has America... Oh, America won 1 year, right? That stupid Dog Days. Swear to God.
Yeah, 2013.
Swear to God, that guy cheated me, man.
Rafael Vigo.
Yep.
Yo, dude, shoutouts to Dog Days.
Yeah. Yeah, besides that, I mean, I guess this is it. Until next time, guys, if you enjoyed the cast, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys comment, it helps us shape the way this cast goes in the future and everything. If you're interested in supporting us more than that, we do have a Patreon that has a lot of cool rewards on there. A lot of rewards are actually going to change. We're going to add some more stuff to it pretty soon, so check it out. And then once again, thanks for Miles and Randall for being on as our special guest. It was great to talk with you guys again.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, and then if you're interested in either of their channels too, they're under my recommendation list on the channel as well, so check them out. Hopefully Randall starts posting more videos, and then Miles does have his what is it called? Weiss Before Brunch or something?
Brunch Before Weiss Schwarz.
There we go. Yes, thank you. Those are some interesting videos to listen to. It gets me through some of my work days. It's cool listening to them talk about the meta and how in the beginning of a set, how everyone thought it was going to be one way, and then the progression of getting to where it is now. So yeah, until next time, guys. Later.